Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we are going to do a flip through of this junk journal that I have finished. And she is about 6 inches this way, about 9 inches tall. And the journal is for sale in my Etsy store. And I will put that link down below. I had a whole lot of fun making this journal and decorating this journal. So let's see how it turned out. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am going to give you all a walkthrough of this lovely journal that I have created. I will kind of walk you through. I have this spine dangle here. I'll show you that in a minute. But here is the front cover. I have these book corners on it. I put this book plate in. This is removable, so you can write on it and change it out if you so desire, or you can glue it in there. And here is the spine. It is about 1.25 inches. And then here is the back cover. And again, I have the little corners. And she is thick, you all. I mean, thick. I just love how she's come out. All right, so let's take a look. So the spine dangle is removable. And I have on here, and I just did a clip on there. I have this key, and then I have a bunch of different pretty little laces and ribbons. I have these vintage buttons. I just love these vintage buttons. And I have some pretty little, just little jewelry pieces, another vintage button, and this old clock, little pocket watch. Have some more just different jewelry beads and more lace. And then I have another button here. So I just love how this has come out. It's so pretty. So that is the spine dangle. Put this over here out of the way. So this is 3 signatures, and there is, I think 15 pages, 15 to 18 pages in each signature. So it's like 180 pages front and back in the signature. So like I said, she is thick. All right, so we open her up, and I have this pocket right here that is sewn in. Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit there. Does that look all right? And this, I have a fabric backing, and then I just took a whole bunch of different laces and sewed them on, and then I did this little cluster right here, and I am absolutely in love with this. So there's the pocket there. And then in this little glassine bag, I have a bunch of different really old stamps, vintage stamps. I just put a little piece of washi on here if you wanted to use that elsewhere. Here's a tag that I made, and this is a napkin that I decoupaged on here, and then I sewed around the edges, and I just love this napkin. It's so pretty. So this journal is trying to go for a vintagey, Victorian nature kind of theme. So I have these tags. These are removable as well, so you can slide these out if you want to change them out. So I have 3 tabs, one for each signature. You can see here the first one, the second one, and the third one. All right, so another pocket. Here is a really old book page from a bird guide book. Here's another tag that I made with some pretty scrapbook paper, and put it onto some cardstock and sewed around it. And then this is an old vintage Louisville and National Railroad form. So I put a bunch of different vintage pieces in here, and you can, adhere them wherever you want, or if you want to turn them into additional tags or clusters, whatever you want to do. So I have this pretty little paper clip here. This is a little journaling card that I did. So this is a little napkin, a little piece of a napkin I decoupage. I stamped this on here and kind of decorated that up. And then you can journal on the back. And I love this. It's just so cute. And then this is a really old notebook page that I glued and then sewed onto this tea-dyed paper. And here is a little cluster that I made. Have some little of those Nuvo drops. But I just love this little cluster. Put a little gold paste around the edges. And I don't glue my clusters in case you want to either use them elsewhere, or you might want to decide where you'd want to glue them down. So again, have some grid paper, graph paper, some scrapbook paper. Here's a belly band, and here I just have some vintage doilies, some old notebook paper, another journaling card, and here's an old bridge scoring, vintage scoring sheet. And then just some school paper, some tracing paper, and here I have some bulb pens. So I have a bulb pen on each signature. This one has a little butterfly on it. And you'll see that. Zoom in a little bit. And I put a couple little beads on there. And then I sewed, zoom back out a little bit. And then I glued this lace trim on here. And I just think that's a nice little detail. And then some fun little notebook paper that I have. Tea stained it. Scrapbook paper, put a little sticker on there. Here's another pocket. Have a neat little paper clip here. Little bottle cap. Here's a vintage postcard from the early 1900s. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And then this is an old construction record card. And then I made another tag. This one's just a simple one out of some scrapbook paper, but I love all those flowers on there. Some doily. This is another vintage sheet. This is out of a bird sticker book. And you, sorry for the glare, you find the page where the sticker goes. So there's this flicker on this side. And then the rose-breasted grosbeak, whatever that bird is. But just love the natural patina on this. So that's not tea dyed or coffee dyed or anything. And then another tea dyed paper. I like putting old puzzle pages in my books. This was a fun little flip out I did. So I just adhered it with some glue and washi tape. So you can journal on the inside. And this is a fun little pocket. I saw this on the Paper Outpost, I think. And just made it into a fun little spot you can journal. And then I made a pocket in the back. So I have this vintage playing card. Look at that, just that natural patina on there. And I made these flowers on my Cricut and cut them out, printed them, and then cut them out. And I love these, so I have those scattered throughout. And I apologize, I'm probably going way too slow. Here is an old bridge scoring card, another playing card score sheet. This is a sticker sheet. Has all these fun little stickers. You can peel off the whole thing, or you can cut it up. It's really nice weight. And another journal card back there. I tried to leave quite a bit of blank space for the owner of this journal to decorate, to journal in, etc. And I have a old flower label. Here's a fun little journaling card I made. Again, one of those flowers. And then this is, I ink sprayed this paper with my Dylusions ink sprays, trying to keep that green theme. And then a bingo card. Here's another fun little original of mine. So I stamped these birds on here and these leaves, and then just used some paints to make this sun here. And this flips out, so you have a little secret journaling spot. And then I also made this a pocket, so there's some fun little hidden things in there for the owner to discover. More paper. This was a fun little pocket. I was trying to decide what to do on this page, and I took some inspiration from the black and the black on this tea-stained tracing paper, and then I added this lace, and I just love how that came out. And then just put some pieces there for the owner to play with. And here I just took some birds out of a nature book I had and put those on here. And then I did little stamps, background stamps here and there. Here's another corner tuck, and I did sewing on all the different tucks and pockets and things. Here's a really old piece of ledger page. Got a guest check page, some other little ephemera pieces. Just love this scrapbook paper. Here's a really neat card from an artist that I purchased a long time ago, and I just love that. I think it's stunning. And this is a vintage doily that I picked up, and I just folded it here in case, you know, the owner wanted to do something different with it. But I just love the greens. I thought it went nice with this journal. And then here I put another one of those flowers I made on the Cricut. Here's another bridge storing card, another tag that I made, some more of the railroad paper, and then to the second journal. Here made another pocket, and I have some more vintage stamps in here, pretty little flowers, and then just some ephemera pieces. This is a fun little card you can put in your file box they used to use back in the day. Information about your friend or your neighbor or whatever. It's a really cool card. And then this tag, this was just a fun little tag I made. I just had fun taking a bunch of different scraps of material and collaging them onto this tag. And then I have a little bird kind of hidden underneath there. And then you can journal on the back and stitched around it. I love how this came out. It was just so fun to make. So that goes there. Oh, this is, sorry, I keep hitting the camera. This was another fun little page. So these are 4 little book page pockets. And in each one of these, I made these little tiny little, you can journal on the back or whatever you want to do. This has a little button. And this is a napkin that I decoupaged on there. And this one has some little dragonflies. It has a brad. And then this one, I love the black lace. And I just stamped the letter V on there. Just was feeling the letter V. So I put that on there. And then this one, I had this sticker, Create a Life You Love, and put this little bow. And I just love how this came out. It's so cute. Did a little stitching around here and added some background stamps. And here's my other bulb. And on this bulb, again, I have some beads. This is a neat little charm with a pocket watch. And then I had a little piece of this lace, and I just thought it would be fun to put that on there too. Again, a corner tuck. Have another vintage playing card. This was actually from my mom's house. There's some haul videos I have you can watch of things I've picked up from my mother's house. Some old vintage railroad papers and tickets. Here's a vintage book page from the 1930s. So lots of fun things to discover. Another cluster that I made with some seam binding and doily. Love how that came out. Put a little rose stamp on there. This is a vintage from the 1930s music paper. Just tucked that in there for the owner to play around with. In this pocket, it's loaded up. I have just, whenever I had like some scrapbook paper, I put that in here for the owner to play around with. Here is a postcard from the I think like the early 1900s. And just thought that was stunning. Here's, do you remember these, oh, what are these called? These were little stamps that you would collect and then you could buy stuff with them. So I thought that would be fun to put in here. And then this is an old insurance paper. Sorry, I hit the camera again. All right, just put a little doily in there to add a pop of color. Here is an envelope, and I Mod Podged the birds on here. And then I have an old card from a Rolodex and an old flower tag, and then just a piece of paper. And then I have an old vintage photo in here. And this is another bridge scoring card, vintage. And some tickets. And then this is another fun little piece I made. I stamped out this mason jar and the flowers. And then I watercolored that in and then fussy cut it out. And then here is another vintage postcard, To My Darling. And I thought the greens would look nice in there. And again, this is from 1908. And then just another scrap you can create with and play around with. And then here's another vintage button, and I just paper clipped it in. I just thought that was fun. And I love this page. I sewed this music sheet on here. Just thought that was something fun. Here's some other vintage card and another journaling card. And yeah, blank on the back. Some more doilies. Another one of those milk caps. And here's another belly band. And here's another journaling card. And I stamped that on there. Looked like a postcard. Some more scraps. Some vintage shorthand paper. Some insurance paper. And then here's a textured, it could be a journaling card. You know, really whatever you want it to be. And this was so fun. I took this lace and turned it into a pocket and added this fun little button on here. And then I have this really old tag and put that in here. But just thought that was a fun little pocket to make. And then another corner tuck with some fun little pieces in here. Old picture, envelopes. And then this was another fun page that I made. I just had so much fun just taking a bunch of scraps and decorating it. And I am in love with this page, and I wanted to leave a little room for journaling. So I thought that turned out really neat. Another pocket with some fun vintage pieces in there. Plus this isn't vintage, but I just love this with the herbs And you can journal on the back, or you can decorate it and cut them out, whatever you want to do. And then the third signature. So another journaling card, and here I put this stamp on the back, and then paper doily, and then just some washi tape here and there. And then on these blank pages, I took my stencils and ink and kind of decorated them up a little bit. And then another pocket. I just love this paper. And then here's another bird book page. Here's a woodpecker and a kingfisher. I just think they're stunning. Lots of potential. Here's another one of those flowers that I made with my Cricut. Here you could journal or make lists. And this is a fun little flip out. And then I have some more stamps in there, vintage stamps, a vintage postcard, vintage book page. So lots of fun stuff. I'm sorry, I hit the camera again. And this, it was a fun little lace flip up. And this little piece here, it's sticky on the back. So it will stick down here, but you can still lift it. So if you want to journal underneath here or add something underneath it to poke through. So I love that. Here's another pocket. Here's another one of those sticker sheets that you can cut up, or you can just peel this off and stick it somewhere. Another Rolodex card, some more railroad paper. And this I thought was so fun. This scrapbook paper here, it's a kit from 20 years ago. And I never had used all of it. And I just thought, oh, that would look so much fun there. So I liked putting that piece there, just the decorative piece. Here's another fun pocket. This is a napkin. So beneath the napkin is just copy paper that's tea dyed, and I inked around it. And then I Mod Podged the napkin on top of that. And then I have this pocket here with this journaling card, and then another vintage flower tag. I love that too. Some more journaling page. Here's my third bulb pin in this one. I just did a simple little key and a couple beads. And then this little lace trim I added on here. I thought it kind of mimicked the lace pattern on this paper. So I love that too. Here's a side pocket with some vintage pieces in it. And this is another fun little piece I made. So I have a pocket up here. This is a vintage stamp. And then I added the little lace trim. And this flips up for a little secret journaling spot. And this paper here is from a little journal book from the 1920s. And so this is a little page I ripped out of there and kind of kept the date on there so you could see it. So I love this as well. Love the little pocket back there. And more journaling space or decorating space. Another pocket. This is an envelope, and this is a card. Just America the Beautiful. It's stunning though. Just a blank card. You can use it as a card or whatever you want. And the envelope that comes with it. You can see she is getting thick and chunky. So in here I have another playing card. Another really pretty nature scene playing card and some tickets. And then over here I just have another flower and some scrap paper. And I love the stitching around this envelope. And then some more fun vintage items back here. The insurance paper and the top value stamps. That's what they're called, top value stamps. And then these aren't vintage, but just some fun pieces. And then I added this little fabric tab just for fun. A little scrap of butterfly paper. And more pages to decorate or journal in. And then another pocket, made another tag, put this pretty sticker on it, and stamped the back. And then some more vintage pieces back there. Music paper. And last little cluster that I made. Again, I love these clusters. This has lace and fabric and scrapbook paper and music paper. So cute. Get back under there. There we go. And pocket. Some more vintage pieces. This is from an old timekeeping book. Another journaling card, blank on the back. Small music paper. This is another fun page I made. So this flips up, so you have more journaling space underneath here. And I just love this tea stained doily just glued on there, and then this paper on top. So I'm sorry I'm gushing on about this book, but it's so much fun. And then last little corner tuck, another tiny journaling card, some more doily. Here's some tissue paper and some more scrapbook paper. It's blank on the other side. And then I did, you know, again, the stenciling. And then that's the end. And then I just made this little, you know, kind of a mock library card, and then just put this pretty piece of paper in there. And then I just added a little lace down here just to kind of finish it off. So that is my lovely vintage green journal. So, you know, if the owner wanted to add more to the, you know, like lace on this, on the binding, they could, or, you know, just leave it as is. I think it's stunning. This fabric, it feels good in the hand. It is chunky though. Look at her. I mean, there's just so much fun stuff and adventure awaits in here. And I left all the threads on. I sewed in the signatures with my sewing machine. So, you know, if you don't want the threads, you can certainly trim them off. But if I trim them off, you know, and you want them, you can't really get them back. And then I have all the tag ribbons kind of poking out up here as well. So anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed this flip through. I apologize if I took too long or went too slow, but I just wanted to show all the different elements. And so this journal is for sale in my Etsy shop, and I will link it down below. And if you're interested in a custom journal, just message me, and I'm happy to do that as well. Well, if you liked this journal, please hit the like button, and I will see you all here on the next video. Thanks for watching.